Good afternoon, Radford and Oriole fans, and welcome to another edition of Sports Talk with Rags here in season 4, episode 17. And honored to have here today's guest, the Radford alum and current Major League Development coach with the Baltimore Orioles, Grant Anders. Grant, how you doing today?
Doing great, Rags. Great to see you.
Hey, good seeing you, and appreciate to connect here virtually. Hey, so let's start at the beginning. I mean, as you were growing up, was it all about baseball, or did you play all sports?
Yeah, I played a little bit of everything growing up. By the time I got to high school, it was pretty much baseball and basketball, and then um, really fell in love with baseball. Kind of knew I wasn't good enough to keep playing at a high level, so that's where Radford comes in and helping out with the team there.
Yeah, and let's see. So with going to Radford, did you have a meeting with Joe or go to the practice and see about how you can be involved with the team?
Yeah, it was Radford worked out. It was close to home, state school. Um, my parents went there, so it
Okay.
kind of made sense for me to go there as a student. And then shortly after I got on campus, talked with Joe, talked with Justin Willard,
Okay.
and came on staff and
Right.
got to work.
Yeah, and when you were there, definitely Radford baseball here was very competitive there in the Big South.
Yeah, I think first year, which would have been 2016,
Mhm.
um, played deep into the Big South Conference tournament, and then Coastal, who was still in the Big South at the time, went on to win the national championship that year.
Right.
Um, but we won the conference in 2017, played in a regional at Louisville, so that was a great experience.
Yeah, yeah, and working there with the baseball team and on staff. You know, just being part of practices and definitely getting you set for what you started doing after college, right?
Yeah, no question. Honestly, I'm very fortunate to have that experience. Got exposed to a lot, learned a ton. I mean, every day. All the coaches there. Can't say enough about how much I learned. Um, yeah, it was great. It was the best experience for me, and it really set me off in the right direction.
Right, and then when did you get get the interest that hey, after college, this is what I want to see about doing here at a major league organization.
Yeah, I think after my first year at Radford, I interned with the Pulaski Yankees.
Okay.
Kind of just stadium ops, did a lot, like helped with the grounds crew and stuff. And then I think after that year, I was like, I would really kind of want to be on the baseball side of things. And the following year, did a minor league video internship with the Royals. So I was in rookie ball with them in Burlington, North Carolina, which was a great experience. It was great. Kind of got exposed to player development and scouting a little bit. Really enjoyed that. Went back a second year the following summer and really enjoyed it. And that got me hooked. I mean, there was no question after that experience that was kind of the path I wanted to go down.
Right, and let's see. I think Kyle and one of his summer teams ended up connecting with you there during the summer when you were there in Burlington, North Carolina.
Yeah, he had just been drafted by the Yankees, was in rookie ball, and they played us. It was good seeing him. We went to breakfast one morning, and I think Ryan Sandy, who lives close to Burlington, came down and watched it, and it was a good Radford alumni meetup.
Yeah, yeah, and that's one thing about not only going to college, but also being part of of a sports program there during college, definitely, start making those group of friends and connections.
Yeah, no question. I mean, a lot of the guys that um, were on the team at Radford, like lifelong friends, some of my best friends, and talk to them daily. Most of them come up to Baltimore and hang out. So it's great. They're the best.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so there. I mean, that's when I remembered. You getting your start there with Kyle Butler. Telling me that you were there with the Royals organization there in Burlington. But then, what at the end of each year, just possibly looking to either get an extension or move to other organizations.
Yeah. Yeah. I was always. I mean, while I was in school, the job with the Royals was really kind of ideal because it was during the summer. It was short season at the time, and I could finish the year at Radford in the spring, and then go to the rookie ball team in the summer, and come back to school at Radford in the fall. So the schedule is ideal. But then, as I kind of got closer to graduation, I was like, all right, well, what's next? What's going to be my first like real job? And that's tough in baseball. One, the timing of things with you graduate college in the spring, and that's in the middle of a major league season, so it's not really on their hiring cycle. So um, making that timing work out is half the battle, and then getting your foot in the door and like talking with teams is kind of the next piece.
Right. And so after the Royals, what was next there before you went to the Orioles?
Yeah, that was a an internship with the Cincinnati Reds. Um, every year that I was in college, I had gone to the winter meetings to kind of meet
Right.
people, get my name out there, pass my resume out to anyone that would take it. And I'd went it was the winter after I graduated from Radford. I enrolled at grad school at Arizona State. I continued to work for the Royals at their complex in Arizona.
Oh,
So I was kind of double dipping, still working, going to school. And then the winter meetings that year was in Vegas. So flew up to Vegas from Arizona and worked out a meeting with the Reds and got offered an internship position with them. So that was kind of the path I wanted to head down at the time, and spent the 2019 year with Cincinnati in the front office.
yeah, and then not only moving on to the Baltimore Orioles organization, but boy, what an opportunity to work with the Orioles here there as we went into 2020 and just the success that they were starting to build upon.
Yeah, and honestly, that was like really um, enticing for me. Was like, hey, there's a new front office in Baltimore, and Mike and Sig coming from Houston, I knew that they had kind of laid a really solid foundation there, and I was like, here's kind of a clean slate in Baltimore. I want to be a part of it. Um, got connected with Matt Blood. He was the director of player development at the time, and a big reason I wanted to come over was it was an opportunity to kind of get back on the field like I had been at Radford.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it really worked out. The stars kind of aligned, and I got hooked up with some great people here in Baltimore.
Yeah, and here it is. Starting your third season there with the big league club, right?
Yeah. 2020 was my first year. Kind of an odd year with COVID, the shutdown season, and then I was fortunate to be asked to work at the alternate site, which was kind of
Yeah.
the AAA for that year. But it was great. It was a great experience. We had a combination of some major league players there and some prospects, including, Adley, Gunner, Grayson Rodriguez.
Nice.
So you could kind of see this wave of talent coming all the way back in 2020.
Right. Yeah, and those three names that you just mentioned. I mean, with living in the Norfolk area, they certainly have spent some time here being Norfolk Tides before they came up to play at Camden Yards.
Yeah, yeah, it's been pretty exciting. I was on the AA staff in Bowie in
Okay.
2021, so we had a lot of those guys, a lot of those prospects at the time come through, and um, there was just a lot of excitement built around them, and it's been pretty cool seeing them make their debuts and not just make it to the big leagues, but really
Right.
perform in the big leagues.
Right. Yeah, and then let's see, after Bowie, then you've been here with the big league club. So, what has been, your duties here with the last 2 years and getting ready to start your third here down there in spring training right now.
Yeah, a lot of it is an analytics focus.
Right.
If you go back and watch the movie Moneyball, that's kind of where this wave of analytics all started.
Right.
But that's really transformed into information to the players and coaches, and that's kind of where I come in. And I mean, there's so much data that's tracked and recorded, and all the statistics. Just kind of getting that information to the people that need it.
Right.
That's kind of where I think I come in. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Yeah, that's awesome. And the thing is from that book Moneyball that turned into a movie, it just seems like that the data analysis and reviewing of statistics and getting jobs on not only the front office staff but also with assistant coaches. I mean, it's certainly a big thing here with technology and the way the game's going.
For sure. And really the catalyst in that is how knowledgeable the players are now.
Right.
Um, they're very well versed in a lot of the Statcast metrics, and
Yeah.
that's a lot of times the first thing they check after games is how hard they hit the ball or how hard they threw it or what their spin rate was, whatever it may be. So getting coaches to surround them and kind of point them in the right direction with that stuff is important. Um, but yeah, I think as an organization, we've done a great job of that throughout the minor leagues and player development, and then continuing that in the major leagues.
Yeah, and working with the big league club, I mean, it's like when I had Ben McDonald on, I talked about how it seemed like that the Orioles were definitely progressing with competing for an AL East championship there when Adley Rushman was good, got called up, and the success was starting, and then last year's season, I mean, what a season to not only work for the organization but to work with the big league club with being division champs.
Yeah, I mean that was such a special experience, and honestly, back in 2022, I mean we didn't make the playoffs, but I think
Right.
we certainly exceeded expectations.
Right.
If you look back before the season, we were probably projected to lose 100 games that year, and we finished over 500. Um, so that alone was kind of a testament to these players and the coaching staff that has worked really hard and put ourselves in a pretty good position for the next several years to be competitive.
Right, and here we are, here in March, and just in the full swing of spring training games, and so what's your day like here down there in Sarasota?
Yeah, it's getting a little monotonous at this point, playing games every day. But there's a lot of good work getting put in. I've been down here since February 1st, so a little over a month, and a lot of guys came early, ready to go to work. It's been really exciting. There's a lot of competition amongst position groups and pitchers, and just the crop of talent is so special. It's exciting.
Yeah, and like I've told you before, I mean, with my sister's family, being huge Oriole fans, they're living in in Northern Virginia. My brother-in-law took his boys to Sarasota here this past Friday, and I know that it was a Friday early evening game, but boy, with the success of the team, my brother-in-law and one of my nephews sent me pictures. I mean, and the place was packed, and so people are definitely coming to spring training games.
Yeah, I think we had another sellout today, and
Wow.
105 game on a what is it, Tuesday?
Right.
It's yeah, every game's been pretty exciting, pretty packed and exciting. And you can kind of feel with the fans, like how positive and motivated they are. It's certainly encouraging for us.
Yeah, and the thing is, with your job, I mean, the thing is you need to put in the work, and I mean, working for a baseball organization, I mean, you pretty much only have time off from like November to like New Year's, and then it's starting to get ready for spring training, and then the regular season at the end of March here this year.
Yeah, it's definitely bulk of the year, full time job. Um, but I mean, myself and everyone else included, like, couldn't imagine doing anything different.
Right.
Um, it's such a great experience. The group of staff and the players that we're around is just such a great group of guys. The dog days of summer don't really exist for us. I mean, it's such a positive group to be around that it makes it enjoyable.
Yeah, and the thing is I mean, with on my side of the family, my mom and one of my uncles were born in Aberdeen, and so my uncles were Oriole fans, and my sister and I followed the team, and then now with you know my nephews and niece, it's just awesome to see here three generation of Oriole fans, and nothing like going to Baltimore and the team that there's excitement there in downtown Baltimore going to Camden Yards.
Yeah, and I could imagine that the families certainly experienced the ups and downs, and um, I mean, it wasn't too long ago that this team was losing 100 games, so I'm sure it's exciting.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, I mean, spring training, the players might have a day off from the game, but, definitely no day off with reviewing data statistics and data analysis.
Yeah, the work doesn't stop.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's what we're here for, and
Right.
the players are hungry for it. So show up every day and make sure they get what they need.
Yeah, right. And let's see, I think with how we are here, March 12th, I think 2 weeks from Thursday here is opening day. So it's actually here probably the stretch run here with final 2 weeks of spring training games.
Yeah, we can definitely feel it. In terms of starters are getting built up to be ready to pitch deep into games during the regular season, and position players are getting regular at bats now, and guys are starting to play back to back games. It's you can sense the anticipation of the season coming. So it's starting to turn the corner from like it's just practice to all right, it's time to go.
Right. And, spring training and then even regular season, do you even go on the road trips there with the team?
Yeah, it's an everyday job. It's 7 days a week. You catch the occasional off day every now and then, but yeah, it's usually across multiple time zones and different cities. But um, yeah, it's enjoyable. It's what I sought out to do and want to do. So
Right.
you won't hear very much complaining from me.
Right. No, that's awesome, Grant, and definitely, while you were for any listeners out there that, definitely seeing you, get an internship, during your college summers or, just getting experience, there in the rookie ball of Kansas City and then going to grad school, working at their spring training complex and going to the winter meetings to make contacts and the stop in Cincinnati and then the last few years here being with the Orioles organization and then coming into your third year here in the big league club. Definitely glad to see here with you progressing.
Yeah, it's been really exciting. Certainly couldn't have you know done any of this without support from my family and the coaching staff at Radford that kind of gave me my start, and then the the people I've worked with along the way. I've been honestly pretty lucky in how I got here, and it's not the most ordinary path, but um, definitely fortunate.
All right. Well, hey, Grant, I know I reached out to you a couple years ago, but schedules didn't match up, but I appreciate you reaching out to me here before I went on vacation and appreciate the Orioles PR working with you here to get us connected. So appreciate your time.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you for having me on. I'm sure I'll see you up in Baltimore at some point this summer.
Yes, we're definitely talking to my sister right now here to see when we are coming up and when we come come to a game. Definitely shoot you a text or give you a shout here when we come see the O's play.
Sounds great. Can't wait to see you.
All right, fans. Well, hey, that was Grant Anders here with us today, and appreciate your time and go O's.
Thanks, Rags. Great to see you.
Good. All right.